Greetings, sports fans nationwide. You have entered the Sports Opinion Log here in Lex Anderson World. And yesterday, the bright lights were activated, the national stage was set, and the Lakers are the ones who go into Brooklyn and break and end the Brooklyn Nets' 9-game home winning streak. Final score 126-101 as we serve their ass to them with no AD, no LeBron, no Kyle Kuzma, no Dennis Schroder, who got ejected, but he had 19 points. And there was no Wesley Matthews and no Marc Gasol either. But we had Andre Drummond, 20 points, 11 rebounds, who thoroughly outplayed LaMarcus Aldridge. And of course, there was no James Harden. The oddball Kyrie Irving got ejected after jawing at the mouth with Dennis Schroder. KD was around. He dropped 22 points. But again, he is not the leader that I, the prophet, had decreed that he is not a leader. Because isn't it amazing how Harden, with no Kyrie, no Durant, could beat Portland? And here we are, an undermanned Lakers team, and yet KD can't lead the team to victory. You know why? Because Kevin Durant is a scorer. He is not a leader. However, on the plus side, for all things Laker related, first and foremost, AD should be back in 2 weeks. The King, the return, LeBron James, we are all witnesses. 3 weeks, the Lakers are currently in 5th place, but it doesn't matter where we fall in the rankings. As long as we qualify for the playoffs, we are still the NBA defending world champions. That is all that matters. So I will not have this media manipulation of an NBA Finals preview. How could this be an NBA Finals preview when the best players aren't on the court? But it gives you a glimpse into the window of the future, a bit of foreshadowing that my and your LA Lakers, when we do get back to the finals, and the Brooklyn Nets, who I had decreed will be getting to the finals too, it will be my and your LA Lakers, FTWLES, representing Red Eye Sweeties. Man, it is what it is. Two times, back-to-back NBA champions. That's how the season is going to end. That's how it's going to play out. Because when AD and LeBron come back from being well rested, we're going to turn the league on its head. And the playoffs is where it matters most. Regular season, they can have it at this point. But of course, I, the top 1% of the people's sportscaster, I have to say what the nationwide sports leader, the Foxies, the corporate shells, they've sold their soul to the almighty dollar. But I cannot be brought. And what I say will hearken and ring true. LA Lakers, back-to-back NBA champions. That's it. We're just letting the regular season play out at this point. I do have to note, being the sports historian, what had happened yesterday. Enes Kanter, 24 points and 30 rebounds over the Portland Trailblazers' 118-103 victory over the Detroit Pistons. Kanter's 30 rebounds took over Sidney Wick's previous record of 27 back in 1975, and he also bested his own career high of 26 rebounds, which he had with the Knicks in 2018, showing that once again the Knicks don't know how to manage good players. And in another primetime matchup of NBA point guards, Utah Jazz Donovan Mitchell dropped 14 of his 42 points in the fourth quarter, out-dueling De'Aaron Fox, as the Utah Jazz have now won 24 straight home games. Final score 128-112. And Spider Mitchell is putting up numbers not seen since Karl Malone put on a jersey for the Utah Jazz. In his last 3 games, Donovan Mitchell has dropped 41, 37, and 42 points. Numbers not seen in the last 3 decades. So once again, sports fans nationwide, history is being changed, is being made. But the question is that will it end in an NBA championship? And we know what that answer is. The answer is N-O spells no. Of course, De'Aaron Fox had 30 points in a losing effort as the Kings have now lost 6 straight. You see, the Kings go on too many losing streaks to maintain any kind of consistency. And speaking of consistency or lack thereof, AROD, who tried to buy the Mets, which was unsuccessful, now has his eyes on the Minnesota Timberwolves. And a year or so ago, I had made a video in which I had informed the masses that every NBA team is worth $1 billion. Looks like Alex Rodriguez is trying to partner up with billionaire Mark Lore, and they are looking to purchase the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Minnesota Lynx from majority owner Glenn Taylor for the price of $1.5 billion. And it really saddens me to hear this, that A-Rod's going to invest and waste his money on such a garbage-ass, pathetic team like the Minnesota Timberwolves. And what's also crazy is that Taylor is still going to maintain full control for 2 years, in which he will then turn over the team to A-Rod and Mark Lore in 2023. However, the sad part is that Glenn Taylor, clearly who's old, 79 years old, he had brought the Timberwolves way back for only $88 million in 1994, but during that time, from 94 to now, in the 26 years, the Minnesota Timberwolves have missed the playoffs 16 of the past 17 seasons and only advanced past the first round only once. The WNBA's Minnesota Lynx have been more successful, winning 4 championships in the past 10 years. The underlying story, the story behind the story, is that A-Rod, remember, he started his MLB career in Seattle. 2023, him and Mark Lore will gain full control of the team. Dare I, the prophet, decree that A-Rod and Mark Lore might move the Minnesota Timberwolves to Seattle? We'll find out in the future, but you heard it here first by the top 1%er, the People Sportscaster, Lex Anderson. Thank you, sports fans, very much for tuning in. NBA action, Lakers still on top. WrestleMania Part 2 tonight. Lex Anderson, People Sportscaster, sports fashion icon, signing out.